Hello and welcome to Matt Jimenez Tutorials. I know it's been a while, but apologies. So, as you saw at the beginning of the video, chalk drawing. So let's dive in. So here we go. I already have a few graphics pulled already. I have chalkboard and a piece of chalk, so import those into After Effects. And I just typed in cat logo. So really, I mean, you can use pretty much anything you want, as long as you know what you want it to look like. And we'll get to that in a bit. So let's go ahead and save that. So there's a bit of a process here to create our own vector image for chalk reveal. So we're going to import this into Adobe Illustrator. Scale that up, and we are going to trace it. Image trace. So I mean, the default gives you pretty good results, but we're going to go ahead and play around with it a little bit. We want kind of a little bit more sharper angles. So if we go with default, this is kind of blocky here. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I like that. That looks nice. Sporting a new microphone, so hopefully I don't sound like a 12-year-old girl. So here we go. We're going to expand that, open this up, and we're going to do Shift-Control-G to ungroup all that. We're going to delete this big compound path here. We only need the outlines. And we're going to delete the fillings as well. So Shift, click all of these, and you can tell, obviously, because the darker ones we want to keep. Delete those. So we're going to need essentially two layers. One's the one we're going to see, and one's the one we're going to copy and paste from Illustrator into After Effects. So we're going to go ahead and reverse these because we want an outline. And then let's do, you can use this one, which looks pretty good. If you don't have Creative Cloud or the other brushes available to you, this one's pretty good. But we're going to go ahead and look around to see what else we can get our hands on in here. So artistic, chalk. I typically like the thicker ones. I like them thick. Anyway, so there's that. Just playing around here, see what I like. All right. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. That's looking pretty good. So just select it, maybe go up one more. Yeah, that'll work for what we want to do. We can pick the weight as well. So this one kind of tapers off towards that end, and this one tapers off that end. So it kind of has this bulky midsection and taper on each end. So we can play around, see what you guys like, see what you want to use, what works best. I like that. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So this is going to be the layer that's drawn on, and we're going to make it white because when we import it into After Effects against the chalkboard background, we want to be able to see it. So now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and duplicate it. So this one will be the drawn layer. Actually, we'll just call it drawn. And we'll go ahead and lock that. And this one's going to be the path layer. And then what we're going to do is Control Y to X-ray it so we can see what we're dealing with. So for this to work, we need to have all these paths as one path, not as a closed loop or a closed shape. So let's as you can see. And then Control Y. So we don't want we want to have this as one line. So I'll go ahead and show how that works. Select it. Control Y. So we're going to start with the biggest one, I think, which is this outline here. Let's go ahead and turn these off. And the drawn layer too. This is a compound path, so we're going to want to take these out. So Object, Compound Path, Release. And then we'll start with the biggest one. And then go from biggest to smallest. So I think this is the big one, and then the tail is the second biggest one. And I think, yeah, it doesn't matter from there, as long as the two biggest ones are taken care of. So we can find a starting point of where the drawing will start, and let's do the top of the ear here. I'm going to hit P for the pen tool. We're going to add in 3 little 2, 3. A little bit spaced out, a little bit more spaced out. 3. A, delete one of those. So now it's just one path. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Instead of biggest to smallest, we'll start with the big one and then work our way down to the feet. So from here, we're going to connect it to the ear. From the outside of the ear to the inside of the ear. So same thing here. P. We're going to create 1, 2. A. Delete that. And then we're going to select, hit V, connect these two, Control J, and then from there, we're going to go to the eye, to the corner of the eye. And here we go. Let's see. Let's do V, select it, P. Yeah, you have to have it selected in order to add stuff to it. makes sense. So connect the 2 again. And from there, we'll go to the neck. I'll add a time code in, so if you want to fast forward through all this, you can just hit the time code. Okay. Delete. Let's get rid of that nonsense. V, here we go. Control J. So the reason it's important to have one path is because in order to reveal it, reveal the cat logo, we want to copy paste the one mask as a line instead of a closed shape. That way we can also copy it and paste it onto the position value of a null, of which we're going to attach the chalk piece to. So if it's a closed shape, it won't work. It won't paste. it just won't do anything. So if as long as it's an open path that's not closed, you can use that to paste it into the position value of a null or of a solid, or whatever fancies you. Here we go. Control J, and then I think from there we'll do this one. P. And this one. P. B. Control Oops. Control J. Or not. Hang on. Oh, okay. Control J and then Control J. So now we have one single path of where the excuse me, the null was going to be traveling. So we'll start here, go all the way around, go back up, and then the ear, down, and you'll see this. Obviously, sorry, 1 second. Make sure you have your sizing or scale however you want it before you import. Control Y, and we can have this path turned off. Lock that one in. We can actually copy that. You know what? Before we do that, let's make sure it's as small as it will go. Basic, uniform, 0.5. Because if it's anything higher than a 1, it'll read it as an outline instead of as a path. So as small as you can make it. Copy, and we're going to import this cat. Turn that off. Let's save it. Cat's drawing. Looks good. Here we go. And we're going to want to import it as a as footage. So it won't be in different layers. It'll just be as one layer, merged layers. Now I have it at 1980 already, so we can create a new composition, put our chalkboard behind it, and Control-Alt-Shift-G or Control-Shift-Alt-JH, and we'll fit the width of the of the composition. So let's bring in our chalk as well. That is huge. I'm trying to resist a "that's what she said" joke, but yeah, you got it. So Y for the pan behind tool. I'm going to put this to here where it's going to be rotating because we want to have that random rotation to it. We're going to rotate it -270 or 180. I forget. 270. There we go. That works. It's a little dark. Let's go ahead and add some curves adjustment to it. So I like to have the search here, the effects and presets, that you can just type what you're looking for, or you can alternatively go to effect, and it'll have them all in here, and it would be effect. I always forget color. Where's color? Color correction and curves. But I prefer this way. It all just depends on what you want, what you guys like. So layer new, null object, and we are going to parent the chalk to our null. Where's our parent? Parent. We need parent. We're going to parent it to the null. And we're going to open the position, and we're going to just zero it out because it'll go straight to where that is, the anchor point of the null. And we're going to add a rotation value to the, let's see, this. You know what? Let's pre-compose this. Let's say that. Never mind. I'll get into that later. It has to do with adding a shadow later on, which there's a couple ways to do it. So we're going to lock that. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'm going to lock the background so we can select the cat without having to worry about the selecting the background.